Nanua's choice whether to attack now?
Yeah, I think the next person is going to attack is going to be Naniwa, and Sokka's going to be looking to try and stop that. These Mulists at the back of the base are doing a little bit of damage, but not as much as where they could have if they had been upgraded with the +1 attack, which was skipped, unfortunately. A little bit of a mistake from Sokka, obviously playing his off race here. But what I think will happen is that Nani will try to crawl forward once again. Because it's going to be so hard. It's so difficult to engage into the siege tank. The siege tank position here is perfect. You're going to be hard to get around them, especially with the planetary fortress there. It's going to be really difficult to deal any damage.
All right, so we'll see when he's going to edge forward. We've got a lot more Marines coming out, another 9 in production. Still Banelings being morphed. That's going to be 27 more. So I have to see if they're going to be able to get to their preferred targets to make sure they can, crush the front lines and allow them to get to the tanks as well. Mutalist is going to come in, have a little pop at the tanks, but no real damage, and actually going to lose a couple of mutas there. I'm going to pick up these Marines that don't even want to fight back. They're like, no, this one's had enough.
And now it's getting really scary for Soccer James, because this tank line is really dangerous. These Marines do have +3 now, and only Lings in production. They're only at 2-2 at the moment. We're going to have to see some really sick Infestor use and try to keep them as live as long as possible if he's in hope to try to defend against this, because Nani even has a 4th base at the back now.
Yeah, last time the Infestors went down pretty fast, but he's got a lot more, but he is against 12 tanks and 91 Marines. And here comes the start of the fight. The Infestors open up onto the Marines, and it does look very split across the front line for these Banelings. They are opting, it seems, for the Marines, as that's obviously their first choice. But of course, they now get to where the tanks are, and the Mutas have come in, and there's not much Marines left. We have to see if the Mutas are going to be able to fight, but of course, with the Medivacs able to heal up just a few amount of Marines that remained, and those Mutas are going to have to back away. But look at this, quick reinforcements from Soke, and he knows that Zerglings and Banelings are going to be quick to reinforce. Is he going to try and push back onto this, onto what was considered a tank line? Is more of a tank dot right now, but slowly being reinforced into a line.
Well, there's only 2 factories in the main of Nani that are actually producing factories, so it's going to be very hard and it's going to take a long time to actually reinforce the tanks, compared to how Sokka can reinforce with Lings. And with a lot of Lings and Banelings, he can reinforce fast, get back up to a good supply amount. And even this little Marine attack down here is going to get denied by these Lings. He's going to have to run back. But even though that fight, it seemed to go a little bit in Sokka's favor, it was very, very even.
Alright, and a couple of Banelings looking for the mineral line, as SCVs are going to back away, as Banelings will go down. And it does, of course, with Stim and Medivacs, these Marines with better upgrades are going to take down the 2-2 of the Zerg. But of course, looking to maybe cut them off here. Not sure if they are going to be fast enough, but actually just another wave to go in. Looking to take down the turrets, so maybe he can harass a little bit more. Mutas and Banelings chasing off the Marines.
And this is a really awesome attack on this fort. He should have stayed there with his Lings. He's got to go back in because it's not a planetary fortress, and he's going to leave Lings there to kill these SCVs, but at the same time he's going to lose a lot if he's not careful. Borrowed Banelings down by the gold, that's going to be really big, especially if Force decides to go down to the gold. Look at all these Lings though, James, on the bottom right hand side base. I think that's a huge mistake by Sokka. All these idle Lings now being moved down. Obviously he's listening to the stream and heard exactly what I just said.
Yep, so kind of regrouping Sokka there. What do you think the next move is?
I think the game's kind of tilted in Nani's favor at the moment. He has a great economy, he can reinforce very fast, and he's going to slowly push out once again. Terrans always want to try to slowly push, move the tank line, bunny hop these tanks further and further closer to his opponent's base. The Greatest Spire has finished now, and in the unit cannon we have 1 Corruptor out there. Needs to get more Corruptors if he wants to morph into Broodlords, which will be able to help out a lot, especially in this composition. The Infestor player though, he's not really getting the max amount of damage out from these Infestors. They do die very fast, and these Lings just melt so fast to +3 Marines. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, those Marines definitely stand really strong and absorb maybe too much damage from the Banelings. And as you said, Infestors haven't, made a big play yet for the Zerg in this one. So maybe, going Corruptors and then morphing, which is exactly what he does into a Broodlord, could be a deciding factor. And I think that's a great decision from Soke here.
Yeah, it's going to really play a huge part, but these Marines are going to be able to do a lot of damage. The spread of the tanks is so good, and it looks like a counterattack is being launched into the main of Nani here.
Yep, so here we go. A couple of Marines to kind of hold the front line as the tank line does edge forward. I think he's seen a few Corruptors as well. He's probably not seeing this one morph right now. Maybe he is with the tower. Probably is, in fact. And that's why he's moving forward. That comes the Infestation onto the Marines. And that's so many Marines he's got with it. And they're taking a huge amount of damage. And he's actually just using the Infestors by themselves. There's the Banelings at the back and the Zerglings that will be able to play a fact. And he's got a great position here on the Broodlords. They are not getting caught whatsoever. And the army of Nanua is, one by one going down. He wasn't able to, take effect with these tanks. And look at this. Nanua says, Blizzard, if you're watching this, as 2 Broodlords are just going to walk forward and slowly pick up these tanks as they're going to have to siege up and be like, got to get out of here.
And
how do you think Nanua's feeling now?
Sick. Wow, I can't believe how many Marines died to that push. Unbelievable. Yep. The Infestors took down that huge clump of Marines, and that completely changed the game. And then with the Broodlords coming in to back it up, that completely swung that game around. And actually, I would have favored Nanua in that final engagement. Didn't quite have the Marines spread out, and did lose a lot of Marines to the Infestors. What a sick game.
All right, yeah, so nicely done. Of course, those Marines, the Infestors there, didn't play a huge part in the earlier fights, but later on obviously made the massive difference on all those Marines, so nicely played. And I do apologize if I miss anything on screen. I know Apollo probably sees it all, and maybe I should just follow him. But how would I get better? Why not train my observer skills at a Dreamhack official tournament? All right, so we got one more, as I look over to Frederick from Dreamhack. All right, one more match between these two. It's a 1-1 scoreline. Socky took the first.
2-0.
Is it?
It's 2-0 to Soccer, man.
Yeah, I'm on track. Boom, it's over. 2-0. Welcome to the current time and date. So I just assumed we had another one. I'm blaming Trance for not bringing me back on camera. Yeah, welcome to my world, where I just make up what's going on. All right, so congratulations. Soccer's going to go through into another coin toss round. But of course, with a game finished, we did announce, we're not announcing the new thing yet. I'm keeping track of what I've got to do on my important bit of paper. Turn the gas off. What? Waiting for one game. Okay, so we can check Facebook and see how the amazing comments are going. Have you checked Facebook, Apollo? Have you seen Facebook? It's amazing.
What's Facebook?
You should go on there. There's this, you could / Sapphire Technology, and it's amazing because there's a competition going on to win AMD processors and Sapphire graphics cards. So let's see what some of the entries are there. I don't know if they've picked a winner yet. I'm not even sure when I meant to talk to him. But I will talk to Sapphire and ask when the second winner has been picked. We've already had one winner. It was Hugo Boss, which just sounds like someone made that up. And we've already got, in the second entry for the AMD Phenon, got 188 comments on the Sapphire page. So 188 entries. That's not bad, is it? Like 1 in 188. That's about the chance of winning this tournament as well, probably, since the coin toss. And some of our entries. I like StarCraft, and I need an AMD Phenon 2 X6 1090T processor because the president has one, and he told me it rocks. France, not sure if you're telling the truth there, but most people on the internet do tell the truth, so I'm gonna go with you on that one. All right, we got a few more entries. I like StarCraft 2, and I need an AMD Phenon 2 X6 1090T processor. I'm going to get so good at saying that. Maybe I should just drop that part, as you know, you guys. The reason is I can't simultaneously watch Dreamhack live stream and write this comment. Makes me worry because it burns my old processor, says Valdek. Also a good reason. A reason here, I'll never know if I'm bottlenecking my graphics card. That's always good. And someone at the bottom, which is I am desperate, which is a fantastic reason. And also the reason I give any girl when I'm out trying to pick her up.
I'm desperate.
I would like to take you home because I am desperate. I'm not. I'm seeing Apollo on the side, which is good. All right, so we're waiting for the coin toss, and we're waiting for me to figure out what's going on. Sapphire are with us, making sure that people get prizes. So make sure you go onto the Facebook and enter. It's yeah, we can do the coin toss now. They're done. You ready? Can we give you a microphone this time and maybe like a chair and sit down next to me? And then we'll be doing prizes. So we'll see who's going to win the AMD Phenom processor, and we'll be announcing more prizes. We've got some really good graphics cards still from Sapphire. And as I say, you know, Sapphire, I met them like 4 years ago, and they told me about all their product range, and they've always kept the same thing. Like they have crazy high-end stuff if you want to like get the bee's knees of products, but they also really do concentrate on making some really good mid-range, affordable products that will run, you know, your games still fantastically. Do you want a chair? Or would you like to just perch on my lap?
I want to stand up when I do the coin toss, and actually now I've changed the coin to a golden one, the Swedish 10 krona.
Okay, so yeah, just to explain if you've only just tuned in, it is the second coin toss. What's happened in this tournament is one round is play, second round is going to be a coin toss, means it's 50-50 chance, win, lose, you're going to make it to the next round, which sounds retarded because it is. But the reason that we've decided to do that, and I say we, I'm blaming them, is because Bishu went to Dreamhack, he played in the group stages, he drew with 2 other people, three-way tie, they said play again, second three-way tie, and then they tossed a coin, and then he lost, and he was out of the tournament. So he is currently watching this, probably smiling. We like to think he's got a cigar and some brandy, just kind of chilling back, and he's waiting for his opponent to get through. But of course, we've lost Grubby, Hazuobs. So
a lot of great players are gone.
Yeah, and that's what happened at Dreamhack as well. So we'll see who we're going to lose and who's going to, you know, prevail.
Yeah,
and make it through into the next round. So,
yeah, can you put up the bracket here so I can?
Yeah, let's bring up the bracket. Have you linked it to me, Trans? It's in the conversation.
And also, like the first time, the one on the top get heads, and the one on the bottom get tails.
And we do actually have the winner for the AMD in, by the way. So we're going to do that straight after the coin toss, and then we'll be announcing the next prize to win as well. So stay with us. I'm going to join this chat, and I'm going to scroll down. There it is. And we're going to have the brackets in front of us. We're way more professional. We are learning on the job. All right, so first one is going to be Soke versus Sasse.
Yeah.
I can't say these names.
Germany versus Sweden.
Germany versus Sweden. In the top end of the bracket, so Soke from ATN and Meet Your Makers Sasse going to meet in the first coin toss for the first time. Second coin toss, first time. Soke won his coin toss, obviously.
And the coin toss is best of one.
Is it best of one still?
Yeah.
Manly toss. Show us your manliest toss.
Yeah, you have to hold my microphone while I toss the coin.
This just gets worse.
So Soke heads.
Soke heads.
This is heads.
Yeah, the one with actually head. And the other one's tails. That's
very easy.
Thanks for explaining that.
Okay.
Brains behind Dreamhack. Okay, he's doing it now. Quick, go. Diddle-bum. And the winner is Soke. You lucky git. You make it through, and Sasse is going to go out. And Soke is one. He's amazing at winning. So two for him. He's won. Who did he knock out last time he did that? I'm not even sure. He knocked out Forzen last time, Air Forzen. All right, so yeah, he goes through, and that's semi-finals now, so no more coins for him. You are through. You're in round of 4, I think. All right, so the oh yeah, you're round of 4 now, so we're in round of 8, I think, or round of 16. Who knows? All right, so this one's going to be Pro Tosser versus John.
John from SK Gaming.
Oh, okay, yeah, and
Danish player, I believe.
Yep, and. Yeah, from this one already. I mean, in this bracket before, Mers went out and also Hazuobs, so he won his coin toss versus Elfie. So here we go. Heads for Pro Tosser, and John tails.
Yeah, and now the coin tosser will toss the coin.
Now the coin tosser will toss the coin, and then we'll sing the Swedish national anthem. Go. Tails. And it is going to be John that goes through, and Pro Tosser is out of the tournament.
Sorry.
We don't apologize. All right, so next matchup is going to be Ruma versus Jimpo. Ruma is going to be heads. Ruma, heads. And Jimpo going to be tails.
Can I do it?
Yes, to the tosser. And the winner of this one is heads, and it's going to be Runa. Runa, sorry. We're going to go through. That's an N, not an M. Change your name. It's cooler with an M. All right, you're going to go through. Jimpo, unfortunately, you're out of the tournament. And you did so well. You know, you beat Goody in the last coin toss, but now revenge. All right, so last matchup between these two, we got Rage Whelm versus Against All Authority from France. Nachik.
Okay.
Whelm versus Nachik. Here we go.
Toss for the night.
Heads is Whelm, tails is Nachik. And it's going to be in favor of the Frenchman, Nachik, as it is obviously going to be tails. So he wins. And Whelm, unfortunately, from Rage, whether or not it's Rage Gaming or you just rage in, you're going to be out of the tournament as it wasn't head. So there you go. We're going to have Nachik go through. We're going to have someone else from there. And I don't remember who that was. And I don't remember the top one was. Wow, I'm a goldfish. All right. So the admins know what's going on. And they'll hook you up. So there you go. I can't remember. Did Soke win that one again? Yeah, he is so lucky.
Soke versus Jon.
Yeah. Soccer versus Jon's going to be this game.
Runa versus Lurchio.
All right. And, of course, we're going to go on, talk to our coin toss expert, Apollo. What did you make of that?
Can you hear me all right? Just check.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Good analysis. All right. So...
I didn't know if you could hear me because I muted my mic, but I didn't know if I unmuted it or not.
Oh, he's maybe not French, he's an AAA, but everybody who has anything to do with French or France is also automatically lucky, so that's why he won. The fact that he was in Against All Authority made him win. Yeah, sorry, if your mic was muted or not. All right, so let's get to the winner of the AMD processor, courtesy of Sapphire and AMD, who are pulling up the prizes here in the Dreamhack Sapphire AMD Championship coin toss tournament. So we have entries on Facebook. I've told you how to enter. You should know by now. You should all be there. And we have another winner. So this is for the AMD Xenon processor, which is a bad boy. And I definitely want one of those. I also want the graphics card, if you're listening. I won't get anything. He's not even listening. He's on the phone. Okay, so the winner of the second prize, which was the AMD, is going to be Micah Mustakari. Micah Mustakari. That's an awesome name. Micah Mustakari is now your new pronunciation of your name. You've won. Your reason was, I like StarCraft, and I need an AMD Phenon 2 X6 1090T processor because... without this processor, I'm unable to cast my games, and therefore noobs can't learn this frigging game. So that's why you see all the same faces in every pro tournaments. If you want to see something else than Hydra droning or Nanua 4-gating, give the processor to me. There you go, Micah. Now you've won it. You've got to prove that, by the way, Micah. Micah Mustakari, and we've all got your Facebook name, so we all know who you are. We're going to add you, and then we're expecting a stream the second you get that AMD processor. All right, so there you go. That's the reason. Sorry, I didn't read it very fluently. English is not my first language. Of course, so, well, congratulations. You get the AMD processor, which means there should be another competition. Let me see if Sapphire are ready. And the competition page is going to be facebook.com/Sapphire Technology. I'm just going to, they're ready. There will be a new comment going up soon. There's already 2 comments. One of them was for a graphics card. One of them was for a processor. There's going to be another one. And this time, when it's posted, you better come up with really good reasons because you might see a theme happening here with the competition entries. All right, number 3, here we go. In the Watch, Like and Win contest, as it's called. Okay, so this time round, in the third competition, we've given away 1 Sapphire graphics card. We're giving away a AMD. We are going to be giving away, I do believe, as I thumb it, it is going to be another Sapphire graphics card. What a surprise, which is still awesome. So if you didn't get the chance to win it first time, you've got another chance. It's Sapphire HD 5770 Flex graphics card once again. And, of course, this time, the sentence similar is going to be, I like StarCraft. You might not like it by the end of all these competitions. I need a Sapphire HD 5770 Flex graphics card because... And it says repeat, and you have to put the because and then finish the sentence and tell us why you want it. So to enter that, just got to go onto facebook.com/Sapphire Technology, like the page, read the terms and conditions in this order, and then come up with a reason that you need. And we've had some fantastic reasons so far. So we'll see who wins the third one, the third competition, another Sapphire card. So make sure you enter. And with that being said, I'm ready for the next match, which is going to be the first semi-finals. But we're going to, in fact, okay, I need to like it in here. Everybody over James Harding. Everybody under. I've got IRC. I can finally see some comments. By the way, this has totally ruined my commentary career during this event. Not only am I bad at StarCraft 2, I don't know what's going on here.
You're a superstar.
And, hey, get out. And, of course, I'm still enjoying, though, presenting to you at least a fun competition, because this is just the start of what Sapphire, AMD, and Dreamhack are going to be doing together, of course, with SteelSeries and AZO. 12th of April, a huge event, Stockholm Invitationals. They're bringing down, White Ra, TLO, Jinro, and 8 top players. 7 have been announced. There is a news post on Team Liquid. There's probably another news post on Team Liquid just flaming me as well. But don't ignore that news post. Go to this news post and you can see who's playing. It's sold out. It's 500 seats in this cinema. And of course, what's going to happen is there's a black screen on. I don't even know if you can see that. But what's going to happen? One more person to invite, and it's going to be a fantastic tournament. Trance, if you killed the stream, it's black. Can they still hear me? All right. We don't have technical difficulties. Yeah, so make sure you... this is just a kick-off, a little bit of fun, give back to Bishu, and then more serious stuff with more serious commentators in the future. But for now, we are going to go to advertisement break. And when we're back, we're moving into the semi-finals. See you soon. Welcome back. I was totally ready for that, wasn't I? I was like, I was planning on doing like a "You're Worth It" hair swipe, and then come in with a welcome back to the Dreamhack Sapphire AMD Championships coin toss tournament. As if that wasn't hard enough to say. Okay, so yeah, we're moving into semi-finals. Back with us, Dignitas Apollo. How's it going?
It's good, man. Enjoying the coin flipping.
It's pretty intense. I think we should just have constant coin flip tournaments. I mean, it would have solved a lot of balance issues when I was playing World of Warcraft. Would have felt more balanced, maybe. But we'll have to see. Please don't hurt me, Blizzard. But of course, yep, we're moving in semi-finals. We've got some great games. Which one are you looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to the first semi-final we're going to cast, which is Nurture versus Runa. Going to be an awesome game between them. And the first one, I don't actually understand how lucky one person can be, and that is Soccer, because Soccer was actually involved in the 3-way tie back in Dreamhack Winter between Nama and Bishu, and survived back then, and survived 2 coin flips this time. And if he manages to actually win the tournament from here and go against Bishu, that would be super ironic, actually.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, with all the coin flipping and all the randomness talking, I do apologize that you might not have been able to see as much StarCraft as normal tournaments, but I would like to remind you, this is not a normal tournament, and I am certainly not normal. But Apollo is, and we're going to be going into the semi-finals. So you will see some games, and it is going to be all games now, no more coin flipping, but there is still more prizes to win with AMD and Sapphire here. So make sure you kind of stick between the brackets on playdh.com, Facebook/Sapphire Technology, and in-game. And of course, if you can't do that, you should upgrade your graphics cards. See what I did there? Or just like buy another monitor. Maybe that's your problem. Okay, so first semi-finals. Yeah, Soke, we just revealed. Not that we weren't revealing it. We just didn't know. I didn't know. Was involved in the freeway in the freeway tie. So if he goes through and meets Bishu in the finals, oh my God, that's going to be awesome. So I want him to win every game up until the finals. Then I'm undecided. Am I evil? Am I good? Can we get invited to the next game? Is the admin ready?
Yeah, I just got invited, so I'm going to suggest you as a great suggestion to make. Nurture apparently is just be right back, probably using the toilet or getting a drink or something, but
yeah, I'm
will be joining us shortly.
All right, so it's Soke versus Apollo right now. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. All right, let's do this. No problem.
We put another twist on the tournament that no one ever saw.
I come in and like cast actually while I'm playing.
I tried doing that in Quake. Didn't go so well. Lost to a German. But it's all right. We won the war. That's right, clipped. Okay, so what do you think lineups we're going to see? We've got, is it Nunia? No. I can't remember his name.
Nurtio versus Runa, the first one. And this is actually, I think Nurtio has a slight advantage in this game because he has been performing sickening recently, so good in online tournaments. And he's been winning and smashing Protoss players left and right with a very aggressive style. Like kind of a two-hatch Roach Ling all-in to kind of counteract the standard 3-gate expo we've been seeing recently. And if that doesn't work, he transitions very, very nicely into Mulist mid-game. So he's got a very, very strong Zerg versus Protoss, and that's going to work in his favor in this first semi-final we're going to witness.
All right. And was it the semi-finals? How many people are playing now? Did we just kick out 4 from the final 8, or did we kick out 8 from the final 16?
We're in the semis now, I think.
Are we in the semis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two rounds to go without any coin flips. Yeah, man, you're in Sweden. I'm in England.
Okay. So coin tosser doesn't answer logistic questions, apparently. Just tosses coins. Whatever, mate. Okay, yeah, so we're waiting for this game to go in. I'm in-game. Apollo's in-game. Maybe we should let you do the camera work, Apollo, in the important games, so I can keep my flame and my hate club a little bit down.
If you think so, it's
oh no, I can do it. I mean, I know that expert commentator. I mean, if I was an expert commentator, I'd much rather be able to like freely look around and figure stuff out. But I'm just gonna man up, and I'm gonna do the. I don't even care, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
All right, so here we go. It is gonna be the first semi-finals in future versus this guy, AA Necho. Fantastic names. Apollo, maybe you'd like to give them an introduction too, so I could steal the pronunciations.
Nurtio is. I'm gonna just stick my neck out now, and I'm gonna say he's a French player, considering he's playing against all authority. If I'm wrong, you can hate on me, but I'm pretty sure he is. And he will be playing as the Zerg player. Down at the bottom left, in the top right, we have Runa playing for the Italian team Inferno Esports.
I just called him in. Never happened. Okay, so wipe that of your memory. Game starts now. Introductions. Runa versus Nurtio. What do you make of the matchup?
This matchup is pretty tough, and just in generic Zerg style recently, having a very tough time against Protoss in all large tournaments. We have been seeing Zerg players drop out, especially when they face against Protoss players. But like I mentioned before, Nurtio, very, very aggressive Zerg style where he likes to go for a decent mid-game economy and then all of a sudden just switch into a very aggressive Roach Ling all-in kind of style where he puts a lot of pressure, because when you go 3-gate expand as a Protoss, you usually have 4 to 5 sentries and then a few zealots and stalkers, and he just completely overruns you with a mass amount of lings and roaches. It even baits you to use the sentry force field energy first, and then comes in afterwards and completely cleans the field.
All right, so you seem very, well, at least knowledgeable on the players here. So we have to see, if that's what they're going to do. And I don't see, you know, people will bring their A game, and if that's been working for the Against All Authority player, we'll have to see if it's going to come out. So obviously now we've to have the first probe arrive, probably the only one in the opponent's base. The spawning pool extractor going down, and we've got a drone on the way. So what does Runa have to look out for? What has he got to be concerned about with the opener of this Zerg, and what does he not want to happen? And probably, you know, I'll just ask more questions, why not? What is he going to do, and what's his favorite color?
His favorite color is blue, as he spawns on this map, as the blue Protoss. And what he'll be looking out for, we'll be just checking out the extractor, noticing that the speed has been done. The thing that he needs to do now, actually, he needs to actually pop back in the base, because he didn't notice if Nurtio took any units off gas. And when speed completes, or when speed begins, sorry, you usually see the majority of Zerg players take off gas and go back to fully mining minerals, but we actually see him keep 3 in the extractor, which probably means we're going to be quite aggressive with an early Roach Warren here.
Alright, we'll have to see, and this drone will get to stay inside Runa's base for a little longer. Actually going to run through the mineral line, and no one's going to touch him. Gets a free pass that time. Zerglings going to make their way up to meet a Zealot. And what information is Runa looking, Nurtio looking for at the moment?
Well, it's really hard to find any key information. He wants to try to find out. Well, he's still got the drone in there, so he can try to get out with that drone. He does manage to take a few hits. Oh, actually, no, he loses the drone. He did try to tank a few hits with the Lings to get that drone out, but Runa managing to snipe that drone very nicely. And he did see that the Cybernetics core wasn't being chrono boosted, which means he doesn't really feel like aggression is going to be coming out. So he's probably going to be expecting the 3-gate expo. We do have an overload for Nurtio on the natural of his opponent's base to check if that does go down. And at the same time, the probe does go into the base again for Runa. Does he scout it though? I've just got to check his vision. Does he manage to scout the Roach Warren?
I don't think he did manage to get.
No,
the
he didn't.
Warren,
so that's actually huge, not scouting that. He did though manage to see that units were in the extractor, which could give away a little bit of information, knowing that your opponent's still mining gas where he should be only mining minerals at this point of time. But this is the aggressive style I talked about earlier, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to see. He'll get up to a key amount of drones, around about 26, 28, and then stop drone production and just completely build aggressive units.
Right, well, he's on 24 drones at the moment, and he's already got a couple of speedlings going out to see what information they can get. A few sentries there to defend. And he sees the 3 and will decide to back off. So is this aggression going to work in his favor, into Nurtio's favor?
I think so. We just have to see how many units he does build. He's got 6 roaches at the moment, and the expansion has been put down by Runa now, and he has no idea about this. He doesn't really have that many units. 3 sentries, a zealot, and 3 stalkers. That's the only thing. What I'd like to see now possibly is a forge go down for Runa, which is pretty standard here and there. And then if he does see the aggression, he can just easily put a cannon down, which will help defend against this. But he is spending resources on hallucination, so he's going to actually use energy from the sentry to build a fake Phoenix, hallucinate Phoenix, to go in there and scout what's up. But I think by the time that Phoenix actually gets there, the aggression, all the units would have been out, and the aggression would have almost been in Runa's face.
Okay, we'll have to see. And there we go. The roaches will group up, and when do you expect the attack to come in? You actually said 26 drones, and that's exactly where he is at the moment before the aggression looks like it could be coming in the way of Runa at the top. Is he ready for this? I mean, how do you think he's going to react?
Well, he's going to try and use force fields as much as possible, try to block himself in with a pylon and forge to get a good defensive position. But all these units are coming in now, and he sees it coming, so you will want to put down a cannon, not transfer anything, and just try to defend with well-placed force fields. But in comes the attack now. A lot of units upstreaming.
Yeah, another stream of red goes up the map as these roaches currently 10 together up the top. Zerglings in production to make sure they can get reinforcements quick enough. Trying to do some damage to the Nexus, but to what cost? He's almost lost 1 roach, and there comes some really nice force fields. So those force fields just kind of hold off what could inevitably happen. Going to summon in some more stalkers. a cannon goes down as well. These roaches losing a little bit, maybe too much health, but here comes another round from the speedlings. Force fields go down. Those roaches still have some targets though, and it looks like the Zerg will back away, but certainly got himself what he wanted. Took down the Nexus, you know, stopped. That was really the big play. So how is he feeling now, and how's Runa feeling?
Well, Nurture's feeling great. He's, droning in the background, getting his other queen out, going to layer, in a great position, deny the third. That's fantastic. Rune is feeling a lot of pressure, getting supply blocked at 58, having to build 2 pylons, getting a second cannon down. We'll try to get this Nexus up as soon as possible once again to not fall too far behind in the economy lead. But that kind of attack there is just so painful, and we'll most likely see a switch now into the Mutalisk production, because this is the standard mid-game switch we always see from Nurtio. Unless we do see the double extractor being placed down on the natural, combined with the third one being taken in the main, we're going to see 4 extractors, a lot of gas being put in, and he could even go up and take a goal, because he knows there's not going to be any forward aggression from Runa for quite a while after taking so many heavy losses then.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And he hasn't made a transition. Oh, there comes the Spire. So it looks like there is going to be a transition. Is Runa going to be ready for it here in the semi-finals?
I don't know. I mean, he's got 2 cannons on the natural. I mean, cannon defending. They'll help out a lot, and his composition is very stalker heavy. So obviously they're going to help out too. But he has gone for the robotics facility, which isn't going to help out a lot. And he really needs to scout the Spire, and this is exactly what this fake Phoenix is going to do. He's going to come down, he's got to try and keep it alive, and if he gets sense of that Spire, no! I think he pulled out just in time before he sees that.
Yeah. I don't think he saw the Spire, so okay. Maybe doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, and that's going to be really painful to play against. He might even decide to get an Immortal before an Observer from the robotics facility. And that's going to be really painful. Hopefully, I pray he builds an Observer first. He does get the Observer first, but he is going for a Robotics Bay, which isn't going to help out too much against this heavy Mutalisk style. And the gold base has been taken now. And Runa did scout that with the fake Phoenix, noticing that the gold base had been taken. So there's already an hourglass ticking down for Runa on his timing pushes. He needs to hit soon before this gold base gets fully saturated, and the income is just way too much for Nurtio.
All right, and do you think Runa's going to take the fight out, take it to the Zerg base, or is Nurtio, want to put some pressure, lean on what he feels like he definitely has the advantage? I mean, 90 supply versus 130 in favor of the Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to sit and play as the reactive Zerg player and actually pause in the game. So I'm just going to have to hold on. But, I mean, just to finish that sentence, I mean, he's going to be sitting down as the reactive Zerg, waiting for the push to come out and then crush the push. He'll want to try and go in with the Mutalisk to try and do a little probe harassment in the same time and just drag units left and right all day long while massing up a huge 200 army.
Yeah, and he's seen the Mutas just earlier, and his Stalkers will move around the map, but I think they're not going to be in position. But of course, he can just warp them in. Let's see if he's going to do that. Muta's now going to send these probes away. More gateways going up, but it looks like he's actually just going to try and push here with the Stalkers. Going to put some force fields down to block off those roaches. Looks like he will be able to easily pick up that queen. But force fields will go down soon, and these roaches are waiting to get in. But still, nice play from Runa. Once again, keeping those roaches away. The Zerg on the other side had a bit of trouble, but it's the Mutas that are really making the big difference here. And, as long as he doesn't get broken, completely, and it looks like he's trying to save his army, mass up to make sure that he, when he fights, he's stronger, because he doesn't want to let these Stalkers through when he hasn't got his Mutas here. But there it is. This looks like it could be the final push. Stalkers surrounded, and that is going to be an easy GG. Well, we can't really call it easy, but a GG in favor of Nurtio, and he'll take the win. Nice timed attack, nice transition, and great to pick up the gold.
Yeah, very smart play by Nurtio, and this is what I've been seeing. I mean, I did some commentary yesterday too, and I saw Nurtio go all the way to the finals again by, taking out some awesome players, awesome Protoss and turn players with some really sweet execution builds, and that demonstrates his strength at the moment. And Runa, I don't know if he can answer this, because he's going to have to go into this second game with a question in his mind: is how am I going to defend against this timing attack? Maybe I have to 4-gate to try to be aggressive, back in this, or I have to wait to get my expansion up, get more sentries and more units out to combat against these roaches.
Yeah, and what do you think about the force field usage? Because the final fight, you know, he didn't have any force fields. It was a complete surround, basically. Was that just because out of energy? Because he did seem to use them enough to kind of, you know, keep the roaches away in the earlier part of the game. But then, of course, you know, smart like Nurture was, you know, removed his roaches from the fight, was, you know, happy to kind of sacrifice that hatchery so he could come back with a full army. So what do you think about using the force fields earlier like that? Do you think he should have been a bit more conservative, or because I don't know?
I mean, if he tried to be more conservative with it, the Lings would have just come in and got a sweet surround, you know, on all the sentries and stalkers. So he had to use them as he did. But the thing is, at that kind of stage of the game, which is what this time and attack's all about, is that he just can't, you know, reinforce with force fields all the time. And that's why the roaches are so effective. He'll just sit there and wait, picking away at structures until the force fields go down, and then move in with a killer blow.
Okay, we've actually got Nurture in chat saying he couldn't stop laughing because imagine teacher sounds like he could be saying imaginary. Listening to his dad, I guess, saying his son's playing a computer game. I don't know what's going on. I can't even follow the chat there. But there we go. Everyone likes getting streamed. And just remember as well, if you're watching here in the semi-finals and you've only just tuned in, we've got some great competitions with AMD and Sapphire. Make sure you head over to facebook.com/Sapphire Technology. Get involved. There's a competition up right now. You can still enter, and all you got to do is answer the question, which is, I like StarCraft. And I like StarCraft. I need a Sapphire HD 5770 Flex graphics card because, put your reason in why you need it, because what, because why, I don't know. But you enter your entry, and Sapphire will pick what they deem they like, which is the StarCraft community, it seems, since they're pulling up a lot of prize money over the whole championship, Sapphire, AMD, and also the other partners, SteelSeries and Azo. This is just the first kind of mini fun tournament, 100,000 SEK up for grabs. 100,000, 10,000, sorry. It's all the same. It's Monopoly money. Come on, it's Swedish. I get paid a Norwegian salary in your face. And then, yeah, so... so, yeah, and after this, something a little bit more serious. Stockholm Invitationals, April 12th. Going to be live streamed. Last player not yet announced. Will be announced after this tournament tomorrow. So the 8th player of the Invitationals for the championship will be announced. And
all right, are you ready to go?
I'm ready, yeah. I'm just jabbering.
Let's dance.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
It's on. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Even though, you know, I'm not your normal StarCraft 2 commentator. Apollo is. He's above normal though.
I'm just slightly above average.
Yeah. You're Apollo good.
Oh, Apollo good.
All right, so once again, Zerg versus Protoss. Difference in map. What's the difference for you, Apollo?
Not too much compared to Xel'Naga Caverns. I mean, if they'd spawned cross positions, you know, away from each other, it would have been a little bit different. But in this kind of situation, the kind of rush distance for Nurture is kind of the same, really. If you look at natural to natural, the distance is almost the same as Xel'Naga Caverns anyway. But it looks like Runa is going to be putting down his first pylon straight away down by the bottom ramp here, and will most likely be going Forge expansion into Gateway Wall-Off with this, and then be going for a very aggressive 2-gate style. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, considering the way Nurture has been playing over and over recently, if Runa decided to just wall off, and then after the wall-off had been completed, probably go for a Stargate and start using Phoenixes and Void Rays, because against like Ling, Roach all-ins and these kind of aggressive builds, that's going to be the best thing for you. All
right, we'll see if he feels the same going into this matchup, and of course we won't know for a little while, but we'll find out. But do you think that's the best option for him right now to kind of counter how Nurcio's been playing?
Yeah, I mean, if on this map you can wall off your natural so easily and hold anything off with cannons, and even if he busts down the forge with Bailings, for example, you can use sentries just to complete the wall off once again, and then just transition to a very, very strong airplay, and then go for some mid-game to kind of late-game killer push and the Death Ball, as they call it, the Protoss Death Ball, combined with a lot of air and Colossus.
All right, and as you said, yeah, that forge is going down, and also will be going down on the ramp to make sure he can, you know, kind of wall that off. But of course, this will now be scouted. The Overlord's already been in the base and hasn't seen anything built by the Nexus, and of course now the drone down the bottom will see what he's up against. So with Nurcio knowing the kind of play that, Runa's putting into an effect, how does he want to react, or is it just the same for him? They're all the same, bad guys.
I think he might try to do... he's obviously going to try and get his hatch down as soon as possible. I'm going to question, will he decide to go for a very aggressive style again? It's going to be a lot harder here because the wall-off has been completed, will be completed. There will be cannons too, and sentries following along. He might decide to go for a very intensive macro game, possibly get a third up a lot faster to put the pressure back onto Runa, who will only be on 2 base.
All right. That hatchery didn't go up.
Oh, that's a key observation here, James. And he's got to deny that probe from going up there. That could be huge. If he doesn't see it, then he's going to know exactly what's up.
And yeah, there we go. Probe does not see a hatchery, so he should know that there's going to be something slightly more aggressive coming in. And has that ruined now Nurcio's plans?
It's hurt him a lot. He might even just go and expand from here because he's just... It's like you said, the party's been ruined. He spoiled the surprise. Everyone go home because there's nothing to see here. And he's going to complete the wall off, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just puts down another cannon with his next 150 minerals here.
Yeah, sorry, I got rid of production tab. Yeah, so we have to see, because he knows that the hatchery's on up. So I'm sure that Runa might be feeling quite good right now that he was able to scout that. And really nice play, because he had the probe down here and then moved it up and got it in. So Zergling's unable to defend. And it does look like we are going to have the roaches come out. So he's just going to push with what he's got. Currently got 6 roaches making their way to the wall. A couple of Zerglings just to kind of check it. There comes the second cannon that you mentioned. Maybe should have gone up a little bit earlier, maybe, but I'm sure it's going to be in time.
Yeah, it looks like the timing of it's going to be fine. So it should be. It's perfectly fine timed, unless it doesn't finish in time, which it should be.
Yeah, if it doesn't finish in time, it wasn't perfectly timed. I just like the way we came to that conclusion. All right, so here we go. Kill, roaches going in. One's like, oh no, I'm hurt. Getting out of here. Like Steve. What's the name of that roach? As the second roach doesn't go down, but they do get a cannon. Cannon. Sounds so European. But they are cannons. 2 more will go down. So it does look like, you know, these roaches won't be able to break. The hatchery has, you know, gone down and will be going up. Runa doesn't feel too threatened, maybe, after that attack.
No, I think he could even cancel that second cannon that's kind of building at the back. The aggression stopped, and he could fear against some kind of all-in play, so he might just decide to keep it up. In the background, we do see a couple of gateways added. I would have liked to see a Stargate being added. It would have been a lot more effective than adding on a couple of gateways. But then he could be going for some... Since he's got this forge up early, he could just get +1 attack and make use of this forge rather than just having it for the cannons, and go for some kind of 6-gate timing push, which would be pretty sweet. And there we do. We see 4 gates in the main now, combined with the 5th one down here, and it looks like we could be seeing some 5 or 6 gate all-in push here.
All right, and another hatchery goes down for Nurcio as well, so maybe not the best time to place that, of course, unless he could hold it off. Unit count across the board, only 4 roaches out on the field right now, so he doesn't feel like he's expecting, you know, a more aggressive Runa, since he did wall off, so he's probably not expecting him to come out and come knocking on his door, but that in fact looks like what could happen. But of course, Nurcio does have the Xel'Naga watchtower, so we'll be able to see the attack come in, but it could be too little too late unless he gets a few more units. How's the unit count looking, you know, if the attack came reasonably soon?
I mean, he needs to scout, actually, to see what's going on, because Nurcio's sending all his overlords back in a defensive manner because he's kind of expecting the Stargate to be played, and for Phoenixes and Void Rays to take them down, and he obviously doesn't want to lose the overlords, so he's decided to move them back. And then, you know, halfway through that decision, he was like, alright, I have no idea what this guy's doing. I need to have an overlord to go scout. So at the top here, we do have an overlord going in to see what's up, and if he doesn't scout in time, then he has to prepare for basically anything. He needs to get an Evo chamber down just in case, you know, Void Rays do come. He needs to prepare for some kind of 5-gate, 6-gate push. And now it looks like we are going to be seeing this push out, and he doesn't have control of the Zelnaga towers anymore, which is pretty key because he's not going to be expecting this. But we do have a lot of roaches in production, but will there be enough to defend against this kind of push?
8 out on the battlefield, 6 more into production. These Stalkers, though, in their current mass, should be way stronger. One Stalker going to lead the way. And a huge amount of damage, but Spine Crawler went up as well. So the defense here for Nurture, how's that looking? And of course, the extra expansion. Whoops, as I just ding. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if he knew about the extra expansion, he could go down and kill that and just be in a sick lead from there, but he doesn't quite know about it. It looks like he's going to gear up to go in for the kill, but a lot of roaches are in production. Here he moves up.
And here we go. 2 force fields up. Spine Crawler is going to go down. No losses yet for the Protoss, only some shields onto a Stalker or 2. There goes a Queen as well. So these roaches are looking currently for a position where they can do some damage, and they think at the bottom of the Stalker army. But of course, great force fields, cutting off 4 of them for an easy kill. 2 roaches coming on top there and 2 roaches at the bottom, but we do have more Stalkers warped in at the back. These Stalkers are going to have to back away. Drones coming in as well to soak up some of that damage, and it does seem like the Stalkers will be pushed away, but the army is getting whittled away as these roaches are so hurt and are going to have to burrow, and this Queen is limping and being now put out of his misery, or her misery, sorry, as the Stalkers prevailed. And here comes even more warped in, and looks really good for Runa right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. These Void Roaches are going to help out a lot because they will regenerate faster and pop up and get a good surround, but I'm not sure if he will be able to do it though. There are a lot of Stalkers here.
We need grubby style micro. Couple of Stalkers dropping, but roaches losing their numbers rapidly here. More Stalkers coming in. He doesn't even need to micro attack them now. Just can, like, attack A the ground and just kind of stand there. As the roach count is so low, it's not going to be able to make enough damage to, you know, kind of snipe off these Stalkers. And they do stand strong, and so does Runa after losing a first round. Here, bounce back, sorry, and bring it 1 game apiece.
Bounce
back. I don't know what's going on. At least I'm not saying stuff like you know and just like think words.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing a commentator to do. When you don't know what you're talking about, you just like stutter and go, nah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even though I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm still not doing that. So I'm quite impressed with myself.
Yeah,
there we
man,
go.
1-1.
Pow.
Yeah, that was actually a kind of a mistake from Nurture in that game. Not because he kind of anticipated something that didn't come, which is kind of a really bad thing for you to do. Because you can't just guess what your opponent's doing, and that's what Nurture did. He suspected the Phoenix player to come out, moved all his overlords back, and just couldn't scout exactly what Runa was doing. He should have at least left 1 overlord outside the base of Runa, and then even if the Void Rays Phoenixes did come, alright, you're going to sacrifice that overlord, but then you could have got the scouting information a little bit sooner, and could have reacted accordingly, but unfortunately didn't quite have enough roaches. If that push had come 30 seconds later to 1 minute later, he should have had enough to defend against that, so really nice timing by Runa.
Yeah, as you said, really nice, and not having the information on Runa was a bit of a downfall. Guessing. And StarCraft 2, as you know, as you play on a high level, you do not want to guess. Guessing does not win your tournaments. Unless, of course, you guess right. Then it does.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to finish with a similar quote to some of them that we've already been doing in some of the commentary. Fred, the coin toss has finished his job, right? And he's not tossing any coins anymore. He's just drinking beer, watching StarCraft 2. I hate you. Life is good, says
I got to get up so early in the morning. I got to get up at 4 to get a plane to go to Italy. Oh.
Hey, I'm going to Italy as well. I'm commentating Quake Live. You're commentating...
I'm commentating StarCraft. Oh.
Maybe we should swap.
Yeah, man, you do a lot better job than I would trying to commentate Quake Live. I think I'd get murdered and probably wouldn't catch my plane home if I tried that in Italy.
I'm not sure who would flame you most. Team Liquid on me doing expert analysis on StarCraft 2, or you doing Quake Live flamed by ES Reality. It might be a competition in itself that we should do it and see, and whoever gets the least flamed wins a SteelSeries headset, which I don't need to win because I'm going to steal it because it's awesome and blue. I'm ready. All right, so final map between these two against All Authority Nurture versus Inf Runa. Going to be going in on the Metalopolis. Final map of the first semi-finals here. for the Dreamhack Sapphire AMD Championships in the coin toss tournament. Winner of this will go into the finals and play the winner from the other semi-finals, similar to other tournaments, but unsimilar. At the end of that, the winner of that will play Bishu. Yes. And those two have a spot in the Dreamhack Summer, so that's also awesome. And there's 10,000 SEK up for grabs. And it's Sturmey's tournament, by the way, in Italy. It's called the UGC.IT. They have got StarCraft 2, and there's quite a lot of prize money up for StarCraft 2, but it happened to run at the same time as MLG, right? So there's not that many players maybe going to Sturmey's event. So if you want free money, go to Sturmey's event and enter the StarCraft 2 competition. Maybe I shouldn't advertise it like that, admittedly. But, you know, go. Why not? There's Street Fighter 4, there's Quake Live, and it's in Italy. And Italy's awesome because it's like 14, 15 degrees. Sweden's not awesome because snow flies horizontally at 100 miles an hour into my face. Is the weather report officially.
And you get to meet awesome people like us there too.
What's Runa doing? Okay, not much. Okay, so I'll commentate on what's happening now.
I don't actually see that until just now.
No.
It's like he's actually AFK.
It's a tactic. He's got this, man. He's got this. This
is so funny. I actually need to message Nurture. Hold on.
He's got this. Don't worry. He's got this.
Alright, I'm just gonna leave this. It's so funny.
Oh no, he's seen it.
We didn't actually set ourselves to referee either, so that's even more funny. That we couldn't actually tell them what's up. Let me see where he is. Hold on.
I was just randomly talking about weather. Runa was like, I'm done. He was listening to the stream and going, if this is what StarCraft 2 has come to, I'm out. He just heard that it was Street Fighter 4 at the UGC.IT and loaded up his Xbox. And he's playing Blanca right now.
Blanca, man. I play Blanca too. I'm like the sickest Blanca.
I play Ken because I'm a fag.
Oh man, I'd
That's
like
not
to
insulting to anybody who plays Ken because I just admitted it that I am. I play Ken in Street Fighter. I'm thinking of dyeing my hair blonde. And wearing red. You play Evil Ryu. Oh, Ryu, sorry. Ryu. Jinharuken. Can't do it. Didn't get the job for that part as a voiceover. Runa won though. Fucking worked. Not gonna lie. Didn't swear. I mean, Nurchio left the game. And actually, there's been a tournament where that actually happened at some point, and they actually awarded the other guy a win. Can't remember what tournament that happened in, but it was retarded, but it was also awesome.
Which game was that in?
Probably Dreamhack, right? Sorry, Dreamhack. Shit, I'm in the offices. Hey, Trance, look for the nearest exit. We're out of here. Okay, we're back. Sorry, we're back in the game. 1-1, Metalopolis. Nurchio, currently alive, moving, has a pulse. And so does the probes of Runa. Don't know if they have a pulse. Not sure what the kind of biological makeup of the Protoss is, but we'll find out by the end of this stream. Apollo, cross spawns.
Cross spawns indeed, which means it's going to be a lot easier for Nurchio. As you know, we always hear standard analyst commentators say, well, in cross positions, you're going to be expanding away from your opponent. Well, guess what? They're right, because that's what's going to be happening in this game too. You're going to be, expanding away from your opponent, which is going to favor Zerg. As if you hadn't spawned as close positions, it would have been a lot more troublesome for the Zerg, as you'd be trying to expand towards your opponent, and obviously that's going to favor the Protoss players. The Zerg just wouldn't have enough space or reaction time to deal with any kind of attack.
Yeah. And currently now watching the probe from Runa. Probe around. I don't know how to commentate the start of StarCraft, really. Warcraft 3, they had heroes and stuff, and they came out, and you'd be like, there's a friggin' hero on the battlefield. Admittedly, he'd most likely just go pick on some gnolls in the forest, which was pretty mean. That's a blowjobs there. What the hell's going on?
What do you think? I've got a question for you, James, to answer this time. What do you think the Overlord listens to if it had an iPod?
Huh? The Overlord?
What do you think the Overlord
would be like Metallica. He'd just be like... And he'd be really angry and frustrated that he can't go any faster, but his Metallica music would make him so angry that when he got to the other side, he'd explode. And some of them just self-explode because of overdose of heavy metal rock music. Some you don't even need to kill. Just they do.
It kind of looks like they have a headset on, the way it's bopping away on the side of their heads.
Yep, it's true. All right, so Runa's getting some information. give us some ideas of what we might be seeing here, or what these players are going to be thinking going into a final match at a 1-1, where both of them have picked up a pretty good win?
I think Nurture is going to play pretty much the same as we saw in the first game. Going to get the speed as soon as 100 gas has been collected by these drones, and then go to try and get a hatchery down on his natural as soon as possible, and then go from there to see what his opponent's doing. He is going to get the drone into the base now and will scout for as long as possible. He has to watch where the chrono boosts go, and if they're being saved up, if they're being used on the Nexus itself. If he starts to see them build up from here, then he'll start to suspect something, especially if they go down on the Cybernetics core over and over. Then it's more likely to see a 4-gate push or something. But we do see the double extractor, double assimilator go down for Runa, and no boost being used at all on the Cybernetics core or gateway. So most likely going to be seeing the 3-gate expand build again.
Okay, and hatchery gone down for Nurture. Got a probe over here for Runa, and that of course means that no one likes him, and he's been sent away from the base.
Yeah, you must be like draw the short stick when you have to be the scouting probe and so on, especially because you end up dying most of the time.
Rumor has it the drones decide who gets to be the scout by a coin toss.
That's funny.
Don't laugh at that. Don't
I really. Nurture actually takes one off gas, and this is trademark of him. He didn't really do it in the first game I looked at, but he takes one off gas, and this is just so he has enough money to get around about 5 roaches, and then we'll go for this time and push, using the queen to try to defend against this probe to make sure it doesn't get in there to get the scanning information off. But I'm pretty sure Runa suspects something of the kind to happen again, so we're gonna have to see how he reacts. Will it expand a little bit slower here, wait till he gets a more critical amount of sentries out to really maximize the use of the force fields.
Yeah, and that probe didn't get the information, as you said, on the back of the base extractor. Roach one going to go down. Got Speedling, the upgrade's up. They won't be getting in. But what information do each player want to know about the other right now? I mean, what's important for them to figure out?
Well, there's no more information that Runa can get. I mean, the scouting probe's been taken out, and obviously doesn't have a robotics facility to get an observer or so on. So what he needs to do now is just try to safely expand, and if possible, sneak a probe out to try to see what's up. But it's going to be very hard when map control has been gained by the Zerg, especially with the Lings on the Zelnaga towers. And the way that Nurture is playing now, he wants to try to scout out what the army composition of Runa is. How many sentries does he have? How many stalkers does he have? Does he have enough units to defend if he decides to go for a roach push? And Nurture says no, he doesn't. So he's going to have these 5 roaches get ready to push out for another attack.
All right. So expand going down, as you said, they expand away from each other. Roaches coming out. Still hard for me to see much difference between top-end play and who's doing good and who's not. But of course, with no conversation, they're just building. So I'm sure they're building fantastically well. As a Forge is going to go down as well to kind of make this natural a little bit safer for the Protoss side of things with Runa. And another Zergling, Speedling, going to come over to see if he can get any information. So what information is he looking for? Just the composition again, or wants to know if there was a Nexus? I'm pretty sure he assumed there was since on this map with cross spawns. But what does he really want to get out of this so far? I mean, what does he need to see to make some really good decisions?
The confirmation of the Nexus going up, because some players do like to, cancel it and then go for a complete aggression. He also gets the Forge, sees the Forge go down. Also knows that money's been invested into hallucination as this Phoenix does scout everything. And his decision not to attack was most likely because our Roaches off speed, without the speed upgrade, are just ever so slow. And cross position is going to take a lot longer to get there, and Runa's just going to naturally have a better defense set up, more units there because of the travel time. So he just decides to get enough to defend against any early pressure, which Protoss like to do a lot with 3-gate pressure, then expand, and then just decides to put down his 3rd hatchery straight away. And we might be seeing, I don't know, he actually hasn't taken all the extractors yet, so I'm not sure if we are going to see the standard transition into the Mulus like the previous game.
Okay, we've got a Overseer going in to try and get as much information as possible, and he looks like he could have got a lot of information, but of course 2 Stalkers are going to be warped in, and he's going to decide to leave. But he did see the warp gates at the back here. I'm not sure if he actually saw the robotics facility go down. And it looks like he saw something being built, and I maybe assumes it was. In the course of it as well, the Phoenix will get a lot of information as well. Yes, Apollo?
I'm like watching these drones and be like, what are you guys doing? Like, do you fancy turning into some Zerglings or something? Because they went all the way down to the opponent's base and then decided to turn back.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't even notice that. As once again, the Overseer trying to get some information.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get the information of, if you can see the robotics bay, that will be huge. And here he does go in, actually. And he does see the robotics bay, so he knows the timing of that. Might even be able to use the contaminate on something. Decides not to, because obviously he'd take a lot of damage and die. But he's okay, he's out there. He got the information needed. And we're all going to see a very Roach-intensive army composition in reaction to this, as Roaches do tank a lot of damage. Even going to take a fourth in reaction to this. Robotics bay going down, and we might be seeing a spy go up soon to combat this also.
Yep, so Stalkers are going to move their way onto the battlefield as well as the Roaches from Nurtio. Not sure who's going to be able to see what, because as well, Zelnagas were in favor of Nurtio, so he will know where the fight is, but I think these Roaches may be going to be a little outnumbered, especially with the sentries that will be able to break them up, and they are really going to just kind of extend themselves to the front of the natural there, and still taking a lot of damage. With the Observer, four Stalkers get caught out. 3 go down. Not even sure how many Roaches were lost there, 1 or 2 max. There's a couple of really nice force fields. 2 force fields will get him 3 Roaches. And these Roaches now, I mean, surely they've just got to leave. I mean, what are they looking for?
Nothing really. They're just playing around, you know, putting pressure on Runa, so he's not focusing completely on macro, and at the same time more reinforcements coming from the back, and a lot of Roach, pure Roach. We haven't seen a spire go down, just heavy Roach. +1 now finish, and he's going to deny this gold expansion, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, a nice use there from his second group of Roaches, or his first group actually, just keeping the Stalkers at the front of the natural, but still loses again quite a few Roaches. In production is just more Roaches, but now we do have, I think it's the first Colossus coming out. And there is an upgrade on that as well. So how much of a factor is that going to make into the match?
Against pure Roach, that's probably not the best thing to do. But I mean, he doesn't know exactly what army composition Nurtio has in the background. Does he have a Hydra Dash? And hold that thought, because a huge engagement here, James.
Yeah, and right now Roaches do have the surround onto the Stalkers. The bottom group look a lot stronger at the moment as another Stalker drops. Colossus hasn't, though, been hurt, not even his shields, and there come the Roaches, are going to start targeting. Even the bottom ones will move around, and that's the Colossus does go down. If I called it a Stalker earlier, I'm crazy. And Stalkers now looking to be in a slightly better situation as they do regroup. And huge losses from both sides there. But again, the reinforcements right now, the macro game in favor of Zerg, and you know, trying to get that gold expansion once again, Runa with the Protoss, but I'm not sure how possible that's going to be to hold as Roaches here just come in, gets a lot of free shots as Stalkers don't even, you know, attempt to kind of move fire. And there's a few more Stalkers picked off at the end. So these Roaches now looking really strong. What's the counter? What's he going to be able to do?
I don't know if he can do anything. He might be able to hold on his second base, but in the background we have 4 bases in total now. This might even be the end. And I think the decision to go Colossus rather than Immortal was the biggest thing here, and not having any upgrades earlier kind of decided that. And GG called, and we have our first finalist.
Yep, there we go. It's going to be Nurtio from Against All Authority into the grand finals, where he will await his other semi-finalist winner. So we have to see who that'll be. He's in the final, not a grand final. We got a Bishu afterwards, but you know, whatever. It's like double finals. Can't have double finals against the tournament rules. Oh wait, we're yeah. There are no rules. Okay, so Roach is going to pick that one up. And we're going to second semi-final soon. So what did you make of the decisions made between those 2 players in the final game, Apollo?
I think the biggest decision, like I mentioned at the end of that game, was the fact that he kind of went blind Colossus. And if you're not forced to make Colossus, then you can just stick with Immortal Gateway units and just, especially against a heavy Roach style like that, you're going to come out on top a lot better than if you had. You invested so much. You got the Thermal Lance. You invested in the, invested into the Colossus also. And Colossus are just nothing against this heavy Roach style. And you definitely need Immortals into that composition.
Yeah. See Roaches make Colossus fail maybe, but of course, you know, I'm not one to ever mock. I should always be the mocked. But, you know, still great play. You know, won his 2 coin toss rounds. Pretty big success rate. And, of course, you know, against authority, we'll go through. So into the finals, and then we've got the grand finals afterwards. For those of you entering the Sapphire AMD competitions over on Sapphire's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Sapphire Technology, you can still enter. We're going to do both semi-finals before we announce the winner for the Sapphire HD 5770 Flex, the graphics card from Sapphire. So we're going to do the next semi-finals, then we're going to announce the winner of that, then we're going to announce a new competition for the finals, and then, of course, we're going to have another product for the grand finals. You still got a good chance to win, and all you need to do to win is go onto the Facebook page, like Sapphire Technology, which, of course, you should, because they support esports and the game that you like, so you must like them. And they've been doing it a lot along. They've really supported some really cool people, actually, Sapphire, in a long time. They actually supported, a long time ago, the PMS clan, which is actually an all-girl gaming clan. Has 600 chicks playing that. I can't get with any of them. No, it's 600 chicks in the PMS. I can't. I've tried all of them. Can't get with any of them. Huh? You call bullshit on that number? You don't think there's 600 girl gamers out there? That's because, mate, you don't think there's any girls out there because you go to the other clubs. You have a girl as a girlfriend. Yeah. Good one, mate. Of course you do. Do her parents know about that? Where did you kidnap her? You going to give her back? Can't wait until she turns into a lady. You're still probably smaller than her, Trance. Trance annoyed me today, by the way. He's in charge of the stream, right? And I stayed with him, right, as I wait for the second semi-finals. Go onto the Facebook page, do your thing. This story, not important, but, like, bear with us. Trance, I stayed at his house, and when his girlfriend was there, I can confirm this, he was really nice to me. He gave me, like, nice blankets to sleep on and all this, and cooked me food the next day. His girlfriend's not there. I come over. He wakes up. He throws a blanket at me at night. It's like a rug. I don't know what it's used for, but it did not look clean. He throws that at me, so I sleep on his couch with that. And then he wakes up in the morning, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got a cast today, you know, so I need some food, some energy. But I'm at Trance's house. He's got me covered, right? He goes over to the kitchen, and he starts cooking food. And I'm like, yeah. And then he just comes back to the couch, sits down, and starts eating bacon and egg and stuff. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, thanks, mate. And the thing is, yeah, I want to come to Dreamhack here, prepare for a StarCraft 2 tournament, which I don't know how to commentate, learn what the hell I'm doing with Facebook, get some food, and he's like, nah, I want to eat my bacon and egg and watch the finale of Californication. And I'm like, you're an absolute twat. So I forced him to take me to I forced him to go to a restaurant with me and make him sit there. So I tried to put him behind on work. He's trying to sabotage my career. You're worst. I don't believe I came to your house and you cooked yourself food and ate it in front of me without offering. That's just unbelievable. Yeah, it was like, go cook it yourself. I'm going to tell your girlfriend. And she likes me more than you, by the way. She does. Anyway, not even a nice story. But basically, yeah, Trance is trying to take down Dreamhack from levelupyourgame.net. The worst streaming company in the world. Sponsored by drugs, probably. Who knows? Who knows how you support what you do? I've seen the stuff in your house. I don't know how you afford that. Some stuff missing around here. I had a mobile phone earlier. Just saying. Not to be trusted is this man. All right, so yeah, go to the Facebook page, Sapphire Technology, and make sure you like and post a comment, and you have to finish the sentence, which is, I like StarCraft, and I need either it's right now, it's a Sapphire HD 5770 Flex graphics card because, write your answer. And of course, you know, Sapphire, who are watching, who do play StarCraft 2, and also make awesome graphics cards. We'll pick a winner, someone creative, maybe, someone awesome. I don't know what you have to do it, but just put your answer. Maybe be truthful. Just be like, I want a new graphics card because I'm broke and I don't sell drugs like the people on levelupyourgame.net, and I can't afford a new graphics card, unlike Trance, who doesn't pay for things. That's also a good reason. That's a good answer. And we'll be moving into the second semi-finals shortly. Apollo, how's it going? You enjoying some StarCraft 2 action? You don't. The thing, I'm really happy you got to do this. This is like off the topic as well. It's because I don't get to see enough Apollo on screens breaking down the game.
Yeah, man. I can't stream myself, so there's very limited options I can do by myself. So it's awesome that I'm doing this with Dreamhack. It's pretty sick.
What we do, right?
All right, what's up?
I'll try and get as much product and equipment that I could get from. There's some boxes over here.
Well, if that's the way
empty.
that Trance does it, then, you know, let me in.
What?
If that's the way Trance does it, man, let me into the secret. I'll take a couple of boxes of stuff.
Yeah, and then and then me and you will start our own weekly StarCraft 2 tournament.
Yes.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Huh? What's this? Oh, is that a drink? You think I'm low? Or I'm just like sweating profusely? I need sugar? Oh yeah, because I'm losing my focus. Good idea. I'm ready. Hook me up with... Like, they've decided, the Dreamhack crew have decided I've gone insane and I suck now at commentary and hosting. I need to increase my sugar levels to stay back on track. Let's see if it works. Other sugary drinks are available.
Alright, I'm just going to use the toilet real fast while you take your sugary drinks and stuff, since we're just waiting for this next game.
Good information.
No problem, buddy. Thought I'd tell you.
Don't wave food at me like I'm a friggin' dog. Just standing on the end, waving your chips at me. Welcome to this tournament. I'm too good. You should all be on Facebook right now, by the way. If you're watching me, you're doing it wrong. But we'll see. But I've got some sugar, and I'm back. Well, that worked. Okay, so, yeah. Let's go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to be high on sugar. I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey. See you in a moment. Yeah. And then I want to... Francis the Dick. Hey, welcome back to the Dreamhack Sapphire AMD Championships, the coin flip tournament. And of course, I haven't really introduced myself. I don't do it much, actually. I'm like one of these commentators that refuses to promote himself, but I'm going to do it now once. And I've said my name twice. I am James Too Good Harding. I am your host for this evening, and Apollo is your expert. And we are, of course, bringing you a fantastic tournament brought to you by Dreamhack, Sapphire and AMD, and also, of course, the other sponsors involved, which are going to be SteelSeries and Azo, and we're waiting for the second semi-finals. So hopefully on the commercial break, you got to see some commercials, because that would assume that our stream is then working properly, and Trance will get paid at the end of this gig. And yeah, of course, as well, make sure you go on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Sapphire Technology. You want to like it. You want to finish off the sentence in the current comment. After this second semi-finals, we will be giving out with Sapphire the second graphics card, and then we're going to have another give out just before the finals, and then of course the grand finals, which will be played versus Dignitas Bishu. And Dignitas Bishu will actually, with this tournament's kind of like for him to say, maybe apologetic. I'm not sure what your motivation was behind it. Maybe you're just cashing in on a bad situation and making it look good. You evil, mean people. But either way,
it's funny.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys are enjoying it. I'm actually, if you're wondering, I'm in the Dreamhack offices, which are huge. They are.
Huge. Yeah.
They are. But yeah, a lot of energy. I really enjoy coming up to Stockholm to see the guys at Dreamhack. And yeah, so this is where it works. And Dreamhack, even though it's famous for 2 big events over the year, summer and winter, it does a lot more. And you guys, work every day. Sometimes, not always you, but most of the other ones do. Yeah.
Working.
Yeah. So of course, yeah. These guys doing great stuff, and now we've got the AMD Sapphire Dreamhack, as I put them in any order, StarCraft 2 Championships.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the prize money.
10,000 SEK
No,
for this one.
Yeah,
In total this year, 810,000 SEK.
yeah, 810. So that's about 80,000 euro, right?
It's a lot of euros as well.
A lot. It's a lot. It can be converted into any currency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to.
Gonna be pretty much in any currency.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, a big tournament in Europe, and we got the invitationals. Dreamhack got the invitationals with Sapphire and AMD happening April 12th. 7 players have been announced for it. We got
A lot of great players, and James is handling the papers
We got
here.
MC, current winner of GSL. Got Jinro from Team Liquid. Idra, as I'll say his name, from Evil Geniuses. We got another Team Liquid player of Huck. We got Mouse Morrow. We got White Ra. Duck Lord Ra, sorry. He's got a personal sponsor, hasn't he? I do remember that. And another Team Liquid player of TLO. These are the current 7. MC, Jinro, Idra, Huck, Morrow, White Ra, and TLO. One more to be announced. It's insane. I know who it is. I'm not
Me
allowed
too.
to say. Obviously you do. Hopefully you know who you do. You booked her. I said her.
Her,
What's
him,
happening?
that.
It's Kelly Milkies.
Fatality.
Kelly Milkies is coming. But yeah, this is going to be a really good tournament. They've Dreamhack are building booths. Once again, sponsored in within the AMD Sapphire Dreamhack Championships. So we've got some really good prizes there, and it should be a really good event because there was about 450 tickets available to buy, and you could buy these. And so yeah, it's going to be very, very good. And people are trying to sell these tickets now. I encourage you not to buy them for extortionate prices. Come to me in trance. We'll let you in the back a little bit cheaper. So we have to see who's going to come down, and you never know. I mean. I think it's going to be one of the biggest tournaments in terms of what we see in Europe. It's certainly with the players. Hopefully you have good commentators, so hopefully I won't be there.
Probably.
Should probably get someone else.
It's going to be awesome. Can we show a YouTube video online here? If that's possible?
You want to show a YouTube video?
Yeah.
Huh? You do it. You show a YouTube video. I don't want to show a YouTube video.
We
I wanna
released
show a RedTube video.
a small teaser of our Korean-style player booth / Dreamhack Media.
All right. And then
Helping
after
trans
this,
here to get into the right channel.
and after this, you might actually see some StarCraft 2
Ah,
games.
the
There it
yeah.
is. All right. So Trans is going to bring this up, and we're going to check out how much do these cost to make these booths, by the way. Go on, give us. Is that? I don't want to.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm just the
signed blank
I'm
checks 'cause
I'm the
Dreamhack.
coin tosser. Remember?
Yeah. That will be your new official title. All right, so yeah, we're going to show you the YouTube video of the Dreamhack style booths that will be used on April the 12th in
the building of the booth.
the building of the
The
booth.
teaser.
Okay. Oh, it's not even ready yet.
6,000
It's,
euros a pop.
Oh, there you go.
yeah. So 5 to 6 grand a pop for each of these booths. But I mean, that's a great step because honestly, like I went to I saw the Intel Extreme Masters, and I'm not flaming the Intel Extreme Masters. I'm not like they're friggin' awesome. But like when Moon was doing whatever worm it's called, I can't even remember the name of it now. Basically, the German crowd started like clapping and cheering, and then it ruined his tactic, the Nidus Worm tactic, right? And you know Faz from Quake 3, he's a massive StarCraft 2 fan. He just literally shouted at the top of his voice, "You fucking idiot." at all the Germans that clapped at like that moment because it ruined Moon's opener. So again, it could be, you could say, well, ESL, come on, you could got player booths as well. But here we go, player booths. So hopefully that's going to really up the prestige and kind of quality of the tournament in Europe. And Faz, you're awesome, by the way. Good luck in the tournament in Italy, where he's going to play Quake. Let's roll the friggin' video. Teaser video right now, and it's awesome for the that are going to be on April 12th for the Dreamhack invite. Oh, there we have it. I've never been impressed so much with wood and
I did the camera work there, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys are going to be able to, if you get down to Stockholm and you got tickets, which you're going to need, you're going to be able to watch that live. And of course, if you're not going to be able to watch that live, you're going to watch those players live on stream. And Dreamhack TV will be able to bring you that coverage. It's going to be a one-day event, April the 12th, sponsored by AMD and Sapphire, and of course, Steel Series and ASO. And it's part of the Dreamhack AMD Sapphire Championships, this is kind of kicking it off in a fun way. But that's going to be the first serious event. $15,000, right, up for grabs? 15 grand up for grabs, dollars?
I didn't listen. The 810,000 SEK the whole year.
All right.
Sorry for not listening.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, the Invitational, 100,000 SEK in the Stockholm Invitational.
Yeah. Ponder's actually reading IRC right now, so if you want to flame Ponder, the coin tosser.
They are flaming me, actually. Mjölk is not liking...
Yeah. All right, yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully I get to come down and at least say hi to all the guys, because it's I met a lot of the StarCraft 2 guys back at the last Intel Extreme Masters, but not the current one. All right, so we're waiting for the second semi-finals to get on the way. What's happened?
Yes.
Your admins have done what? What have they done? Where are your admins?
Actually, I think we're waiting for Soccer, because he's like playing 2 tournaments or something.
Okay. All right. Okay,
so if Hellspawn
maybe we should play against each other, James, or I should teach you how to play
can give us
at
an
the
update,
highest level there is.
1 second. You're talking over each other now. We should just remove your mic, coin tosser. Put it down. You're done. He doesn't mind. He's back on his beer. All right, so, yeah. We're back with Apollo. Welcome back, Apollo.
Hey, man, I'm back. I went to get a can of Coke.
Yeah, I had some sugar as well. We're waiting for Soccer. Apparently, he's playing 2 tournaments at once, is he? He's holding up the whole Dreamhack.
Yeah, man. How would you do that with this? He's apparently playing in EPS, but apparently he hasn't got time for us. That's not very nice.
Oh, dear. All right, so let's read some of the suggestions. Maybe we can announce... No, I can't do that, because wait a second.
It's actually... I'm the 8th player, James. I'm just going to put it out there. It's me.
All right. Stop lying or telling the truth. We don't know which one. Okay, so we're going to announce the next winner for the Sapphire card. So the winner of the third prize, which is the second Sapphire card, which was a Sapphire HD 570 Flex graphics card, was going to be Christian Svetlik, as he likes to be called. I can say Christian at least, but Svetlik is his surname. So Christian Svetlik, you are the winner, and his reason was in the competition, I like StarCraft. That's a good start. I need a Sapphire HD 570 Flex graphics card because my old/dirty/bad card told me to get Sapphire HD 570 Flex. Please take this serious. She has a knife. Sapphire liked it. I like it. Christian, we like you. So congratulations. The second graphics card will go to Christian. And, of course, for anyone that didn't get to win something in that round of prizes, I will ask when I can announce the next set of prizes. Because, of course, Sapphire will have to put up a post. And I think there's been like a few hundred posts across the board. All right. Yep. Sapphire are like, we're ready. We want to give away more prizes. All right. So Sapphire are going to... What's that? And... announce... Look at me keyboards and stuff I've got going on. It's like a control room. Okay, so Of course, the next prize up for grabs, what you need to do is to go on to facebook.com/Sapphire Technology if you don't already know and bookmarked it. You're going to have to, the next competition, there's actually going to be another AMD. Oh, wow. So it's going to be, I wasn't sure how many they're giving these away for some reason. They're going to be another AMD Phenon 2 X6 1090T processor, courtesy of Sapphire and AMD, who are sponsoring the championship. And to win this, you need to once again finish off the sentence. So if you've not been winning, maybe rip off other people's sentences that look good and maybe make them correcter. So, of course, it's once again, I like StarCraft. I need an AMD Phenon 2 X6 1090T processor because, and then, of course, you're going to put your reason in there. That is going to be on the Facebook page of Sapphire Technology. The post is up now. You just need to go comment, and you're in a chance to win. And Sapphire will pick something they like, they saw. So be creative, have fun with it, because that's pretty much what this tournament's all about. So here we go. We're ready for the next semi-finals. We're ready for the next semi-finals, which is the second semi-finals. I'm joined with Apollo. This is
Hello.
The 8 o'clock StarCraft. What time is it? Oh, 8:30. Not bad. Okay, so we got John versus Soccer in this one. Protoss versus Zerg.
Wow, another Protoss versus Zerg. I haven't seen too much of John, actually. He did manage to take out Dignity Show in the early stages of this tournament, which is quite a huge feat, actually. And I haven't seen too much from him in any live or offline tournaments, so I'm quite excited to see him play against Soccer, one of the, if not the best German player. Well, I can't say the best German player, one of the best German players. Obviously, Goody being from Germany also.
Yeah. Well, and Hazuob's lost the coin toss, round, so he's probably not that good.
No, and you have to win coin tosses if you're going to go the distance in a big tournament like this.
Yeah, any big tournament. I think they're introducing it across the board. It's going to be GSL, NASL, all going to coin toss their finals. It's going to happen.
Right.
Promise. Huh?
Nothing. It's okay.
You're the first, yeah. Setting the bar, Dreamhack. This is how you really run a tournament. No, she doesn't know. I know that. It's actually quite nice working for Dreamhack because it's like in events like this, I really quite lax. Sometimes when I go on streams with other people, they're like, don't mention competitors or other people's names on stream. But Dreamhack is just like, say what you want, but you're just not allowed to drink beer on the show, which is why I've got whiskey. Yeah. All right, here we go. Second semi-finals, John versus Sake. And we're going to be live soon. Protoss versus Zerg. Winner of this to move into the finals. Who's your money on, Apollo?
I'm going to go with Soccer because I've seen and heard a lot of Soccer. He's been to a lot of European tournaments, and I haven't heard too much from John. Though he is quite established on the internet, hasn't really achieved anything too large. So I'm definitely putting money on Soccer.
Okay, cool.
What are you doing? Are you with Soccer or John?
I just want everyone to have fun.
You just want a coin flip? Let's just settle with a coin flip.
To be honest, the end result to me would roughly be the same. We'll have to see. So here we go. Semi-finals, and still, once again, a big thanks to the sponsors for coming in and making stuff like this happen. It's going to be a really nice tour in Europe. So I hope you guys, watching now, no matter what you consider of this event and my commentary, stay with what's going to happen. I think Dreamhack have really proven themselves to step up their game in the last years, and increase my pay by 15%. It's been fantastic.
The most thing I'm excited for is actually I saw the post on Team Liquid with the player booths, and that's something really unique that's not been seen outside of Korea before.
We totally talked about that while you were in the can, by the way, or in the John, I'll say, because
I'm
John's
just gonna go back to the game then.
No, it's okay, it's cool, but we'll stay. Yeah, but no, I haven't seen it. I've never been to an event where there's been like these booths, and I played in like ESWC, Quake, and WSVG and a lot of professional tournaments, and I played, and I had to wear like helicopter headphones and stuff just so I could hear my opponent. And if I had a booth, I could make it smell like my room pretty quickly, and then I'd feel really at home to play my best. So I couldn't kind of contaminate these larger areas, but booths, way forward.
It's like you bring your washing into the booth and stuff, hang it up on the side.
Oh my god. Don't even talk about washing. I actually took my washing to Trance's house and made him do it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm getting back to the game. Stop looking at me. Jesus. All right, Apollo, what's going on?
All right, so we basically had the same opening we see so often with the egg. We do pull first in this instance, then extract it into an expansion. around about 15, 16 here. So very nice play. Getting that expansion up, even though the probe is around harassing, trying to deny that. And at the same time, we do go into Soccer's base, and the second gas has been put down after the cybernetics core has come. So we're not going to see any 4-gate. Most likely, Soccer will play to his strengths, knowing that he's a very established player, very strong in all different aspects of StarCraft 2. Will most likely be going for a 3-gate expo.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, just an update. Actually, I think Blizzard as well did use booths in America, so probably first time in Europe, but it's still another first time, which is always good. But Blizzard, yeah, always on top of their game with their tournaments over at BlizzCon, which is a great event coming around. I think they're already selling tickets for it, not sure. I could be lying, and now I've just got people really excited, like spamming the Blizzard website, but who knows? I don't know. And so John kind of poking at the front of Soccer's base. What information does he want to know as he's got his hatchery down and his queen will move over?
Well, he needs to eliminate options when he pops up the ramp with this link, and he's eliminated the fact of the 4-gate because he didn't see any, chrono boosts on the cybernetics core, didn't see anything like that. The other option he needs to fall back onto is my opponent going 3-gate? Is he going for a Stargate? And fortunately, here we are going to see a 4-gate, and he kind of needs this overlord on the left-hand side of the map is trying to move around, but excellent pylon placement. We'll see if it does try to come in, and that'll be the overlord that will get the key information.
Okay, so this overlord is going to be the one that wants to get the information, and the information that definitely needs to, or you would want to know right now is a Stargate comes up, and there is going to be a Void Reaver out there, so we'll have to see what happens.
And I think the Overlord's actually going to survive long enough to see it. The units are coming over to try and take damage, but it's probably going to see it. And even see the Void Ray. If you actually look at the Stargate, you can see what's being made in the Stargate. You can see like the image of the Void Ray, and John's going to see that also. Knowing that a Void Ray is coming out, and in direct reaction to this, we see the Evo Chamber thrown down instantly. And obviously you're going to see some Spore Crawlers putting down in the main on the natural. And the third queen also being made here, and just protection against this.
Okay, so he knows in really good time what's coming. So great sacrifice there of the Overlord to be able to know that Void Ray on the field, and going to react obviously responsibly to it. So how does that change things for Soccer now that he knows that he was scouted? Is it going to change any harassment plans, or is he just going to have to not play as aggressive as if he wanted to when he wasn't scouted? Sorry.
He would have definitely played more aggressive. What he's going to do now is, like we can see on the map, he's just going to move around, kill overlords, pick off lings that are in key locations, and just try to, do as much damage as possible, but not to lose them. And he has expanded behind this too, so this is it's very similar to the 3-gate expand, but he is just going to be using the Stargate to expand off this. And if he was playing against Nurtio, this style is really great to, to avoid this roach-heavy aggression. And obviously that's not going to be a factor for John. We'll have to see what he decides to do. He hasn't got a layer yet, which is kind of late actually. So I'm going to see what kind of plan he wants. Oh, actually he does go for the layer now. A little bit late, but we'll have to see what his plan is from here.
Yep. And of course, robotics facility now going up. We had 4 queens out on the field to make sure, they had a sufficient anti-air as the Phoenix and Void Ray were harassing, but those queens not able to chase off the creep. And right now, the map in control somewhat by Soccer as he's able to control the air, but the Zelnaga Watchtower actually being held. So John does know at least if there was something coming up. He doesn't know there's an expand, but I'm sure he assumes there will be. But what's John thinking in terms of what he's going to be up against, what he might want to do?
Well, it's really hard. It's like a mind game because, in the Zerg's mind is that you got to think, is he really going to build a lot of air? Is he going to transition into getting Colossus out and try to force me into making too much anti-air, be it Hydras, be it Spore Crawlers? So he's got to be really careful and decisive with what he does. And he hasn't even thought about getting the Hydra and just going pure Roach against this style, as he's noticed that there aren't actually that many air units out, and even though there aren't many out, they're actually doing a lot of harassment to this, really keeping map control. Yeah,
and the Phoenix has seen, that group of roaches, about, not sure how many roaches it was on the field, it looked about 6 when they're there, but it's 9 now. In production, it's going to be Zealots with upgrade, also going to be Robotics Bay, so we have to see what he's going to bring out onto the field.
Yeah, definitely Colossus will be coming down, be it we're going to have an Immortal first, actually, just because it's very roach heavy, and then we'll follow up with the Colossus if necessary. I wouldn't be surprised if he started Void Ray production again quite soon. as that is the Death Ball combination with the Colossus Immortal Gateway units and added in Void Rays. And the Void Rays, once charged up, do so much damage.
Yeah, and that Observer is going to see the Creatures, and Void Ray will pick one off. 3 Queens will chase.
Until they tiptoe off creep.
And then slowly tiptoe back, like very silently, like no one knows they're there. That's why they're tiptoeing. Okay, so far, game very standoffish. We've got another expansion going down for John. So a third. But do you think that the combination, the Death Ball combination, you call it, when the Immortals, when the Colossi, and also the Void Rays are out on the field, is that just going to be too much to kind of handle for this right now, which is primarily a Roach army?
I mean, the Spy is going to come up, and he will start Corruptor production to help deal with the amount of Void Rays and definitely deal with the amount of Colossus that are coming. But this kind of, if he decides to do a little bit of pressure, this could be a third base timing attack from these Roaches. You can see the Nexus is planning to go down, not quite yet, and these Roaches with speed will be able to do a lot of harassment. He's got to be careful not to get caught with Force Fields though.
Oh, and actually Force Fields will grab 6 of them. I think one of them went down earlier, but one does get away with his life, and he's going to go back and tell the tale of the fight, and he'll probably make up that he won and fought him off and killed a Colossus, because that's what Roaches are like, they're liars. But of course he didn't, as Soke just got himself a nice clean amount of kills onto those Roaches. How has this affected the game?
Well, he's just lost a lot in supply, almost lost whatever lead he did have or any advantage he had. He's probably lost it with, 200 energy, be it 4 Force Fields, taking down 6 Roaches there. Really nice. And we even see Soccer walling off his third base. And this basically tells me that he wants to stay and power through on 3 base and just consistently build up this huge Death Ball. We see the Void Ray production started up again. And then Roach harassment coming down again, try to, deny these gateways trying to be built up, try to stop this war.
Yeah, and they should be able to, but actually not reacting that quick there, but now the Roaches will start to harass. Stalkers will come in, and 1 Void Ray will fly over the 2 Colossus, which actually will be able to make some damage with the upgrades. And actually there's a nice pickup with the Phoenix as well, as another Roach goes down. And now 3 Roaches decided, no, it's safer this way. And they're also, that's because that other guy told him it was, the liar Roach from before, and they die as well. So losing a lot of Roaches here and not really, making much happen to an effect with them. And right now, this might actually mean that Sok is going to have the, want to kind of push with all these earlier kills. And I'm not sure if the anti-air is ready. We've got a few Corruptors being made, but on the battlefield we've got 4. Is 4 enough? Certainly not. I mean, look at the amount of Stalkers we've got as well.
No, I don't think that's enough at all. I mean, when the Void Rays are really charged up, they do so much damage to the Corruptors, especially with the Sentries and Stalkers. But it looks like the counter-attack from these Roaches on the natural hit, denying this +1 armor attack.
Yep, and it's denied, and actually going to go into the Mineral Line and pick up a decent amount of probes, and looking to take down the Nexus. But of course, there is a 3rd Nexus up, so I'm not sure how much this is going to hurt him, because he might end up now losing all these Roaches. Going to send a few into the main. Looking to kind of hold this one off, and there go Observer above that will make it nice and easy to pick up all these Roaches that are underground. And I do believe that, yeah, this is at least pretty good, as the Roaches did make it into the main. Not sure how many kills they got on the probes. This Roach has 0 kills, and the remaining Roaches get away. They're like, haha, we've tricked you. So at least 4 Roaches at the end of it, that could make a difference, but how much is, it looks like a counter attack. As we can call it, and
a counter attack is definitely going to happen. He did a lot of damage to the economy, but he didn't touch Sokka's army, and it remains the same even though he completely lost that Roach army. So this is going to be a counter attack, which could very well kill him actually.
Yeah, Hydralisk. We've got 3 more Corruptors coming out as well. So maybe if they can, have enough units across. We've got 13 Hydralisk, now 16. We've only got 4 Roaches though, and that they do need those to really tank up some of the damage. And they're actually the 4 Roaches that were at the bottom side of the base, which have actually been left with some Stalkers and Sentries, so they haven't been able to do much, and actually one of them's already gone down. So the Death Ball, I don't know about a bull, but it certainly looks deathy.
It is very deathy indeed, and Ling's actually coming in here, going to harass again. Very nice harassment from John in this situation, but I just feel that he's too Hydra heavy, and all the Colossus, we have 4 Colossus now. Do we have a 5th in the making? No, so we do have 4. And against all these Hydras, the Colossus is just going to be able to do so much damage. He really does need to get a lot more Roaches in here. And I just think, even though he's slightly ahead in food, you need to be superior like have the superior army against the Protoss army,
Yep.
and even have the economy to back up with reinforcements, because
Yeah.
it's going to be a hard fight.
Yeah, and food count, you know, is very, very close. 172 is 177 as they look like they could be going into what should be the final fight if Soke, you know, executes this one nicely. Corruptors on the side will take out the Phoenix, but they can't really get to the Colossi at the moment, and you know, there's a few force fields up, but didn't really get the kills. So let's just check the unit count. We've still got 18 Hydralisks on the battle, and here they come. Round to the left, four force fields to block them off, and they're all being blocked off. And once the Corruptors go down, these Hydralisks should drop very easily afterwards, as the Sword Piston Sentries will pick them up. And now the Hydralisks are going to join the fight. Too little, too late. And surely this is going to be GG, as Soke is going to be able to roll this death ball straight into the base of John. As I pretend I remember people's names, as you can obviously see I'm mousing over. And looks like he's going to pick it up. GG, 1-0 to Soke.
Yep, very swift movement, and even though there was really a ton of harassment, and that's what you really need to do against this Protoss death ball or deaths, you know, patch on the minimap. I mean, you really have to do this economic damage, but you have to have reinforcements and the economy yourself to back up with reinforcements over and over, and do play swarm-like to consistently reinforce to be able to fight this battle. And if you don't, then you're just not going to have enough units to combat that huge army.
All right, yeah, and of course, you know, just allowing the Protoss army getting huge, and nicely played by Soke there. So, what do you think could have made the difference for John? I mean, what would you have liked him to do? Because he did scout the early Void Ray.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think as much he could do.
Yeah.
He scouted it as good and reacted to it as good as he possibly could, and then Soke, being such a genius he is, just played very smart, denied the creep spread, really slowed down and did as much harassment as possible to John. And I think John didn't play too bad. He just really needed to work on his macro. I mean, while this harassment was going on, he could have got a third, got a fourth.
Yeah.
But losing that third base of his to the counterattack really put him so far behind that he just couldn't reinforce enough with his units.
Yeah, a lot of roaches went missing in their fights, and of course as well, he didn't get the fourth hatchery up as he was. I'm not even sure if he went for it, but there was a zealot over there, so maybe it got denied if he tried. But certainly, I'm assuming he would have taken some of his army over to clear if he really wanted it. But there you go, 3v3 base, exchange of Nexus, but wasn't able to come up trumps. So we'll see if we can bounce back in the next map. Of course, it is going to be best of 3 in the semi-finals. 1-0 already in favour of Soke, and Soke wins this. He's going to go through to play the Against All Authority player, whose name is...
Nurcho.
Exactly, just testing you. You passed flying colours.
Who is from Poland, by the way.
Yeah, I knew... Stop showing off. We all know that.
Well, I messed up too. I guessed he was from France, being a part of AA, but no, he is actually from Poland.
There you go. AAA, a great organisation. I used to play against All Authority players back in Quake 3. And I beat him in your face. And I also lost to him. Yeah. So it was like a win-lose thing. But when we won, it felt really good. When they won, we didn't care. Because they're still French at the end of the day. Sorry, French viewers. All right, so yeah, we were invited to the second semi-finals.
And John has picked to play on Scrap Station. Very favored Zerg map, just because you can scout so easily straight away, see if anything happened. Anything's happened in your opponent's base. You can get great overload placements to move in from different angles to scout around the 5-6 minute mark to see what's up. And then you can just really expo freely across the map, the sides of the map, and do a lot of counterattacks. And Muglis are very, very favorable here.
Cool, yep. So we'll see how this one works out in the second map. And of course, thank you, Apollo, for coming and doing the analytical side, expert side of things. It's very awesome of you. And
no problem.
Not thank you for me for coming in to do play-by-play, by the way. I'm sorry I'm not like someone awesome, like Tasteless or...
You're as awesome as Tasteless in my eyes, James.
Really? Thanks. Thank you. But yeah. But if I wasn't doing play-by-play, I'd be doing the expert. So you might as well stick me on play-by-play still. And I'm not really sorry. Don't really care. You can hate me all you want. I hate you.
You are my happy thought when I need to fly, James.
My ex-girlfriend Zoe commentated some StarCraft, and she prepares so much for commentaries, and she's doing really well, and I'm really proud of her. So she did some, and she was like, everyone really liked me, and I was like really happy for her. And she's like, haven't you got to do StarCraft 2? And I was like, oh yeah, I got to go host an event, but you know, I'm not really doing it. And she was like, how are you preparing? And I told her, of course, I'm gonna wear pants, which I've failed at. So here we go, second map in the semi-finals, and yeah. I have played StarCraft 2, and I was a big fan of Warcraft 3, but of course I'm not up to date, and you can't really compare me to anybody who plays on a high enough level. So, but I am available in Europe, and do want to help people out. So here we go, helping out the Sapphire AMD, or at least trying to help out, not ruin, is me here in the second semi-finals. Make sure you go to Facebook as well. We still got the competition going on. And you've got to just finish the sentence that's on the latest comment. You'll see a lot of other comments in there too, and make sure you like it. And there's a lot more stuff going on with Sapphire and AMD within the Dreamhack Championships. And you'll be able to, I'm sure, get a lot more promotion, promos and things you can win and get involved in with them, which is pretty great. So these two players in this matchup, Apollo, again, John coming off, a loss from last map. How do you think that's going to affect him? Will that affect any of his strats? Or because right now, he's in a do-or-die situation. Win this 1-1, lose it, and you're out of the tournament. And of course, right now, it's all a skill-based tournament because we've removed the coin toss, which was best of a round of 32 and round of 8.
Well, I think his mentality is going to be the same. It seems to me like he's a very strong player, and losing, the first game in the best of 3 shouldn't upset him too much. And he is going to be going for a spawning pool first into a hatchery. We'll have to see how he plays out from here. Whether he'll go for the same roach aggression. If he does, he needs to be super careful about losing roaches carelessly. He lost a lot in that previous game that kind of threw away a lot of his supply lead over and over. But then again, this map, even though people do like to say it's very easy to scout for Zerg, they have great pathways to get into the base. Like I mentioned before, when we were playing the Zerg versus Terran on this map, the mid-game pushes, that Protoss Death Ball can be so dangerous if it pushes through this hallway and get rid of these destructible rocks. Just because it's so narrow, all the splash damage, all the Colossus are going to be able to do a lot of damage. You're just not going to be able to get that decent surround which Zerg players really need.
Okay, so you put a favor in anyone's corner then? You going for Soke?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I picked him in the first game too, and I'm going to stick with my choice in the second game also.
Alright. So, anything you can see John doing to kind of upset the game of Soke, like any strong opener, strong tactics, or just a common successful strat with Zerg against this matchup?
I think what a lot of Protoss players probably have difficulty with is dealing with a Zerg player that goes for a fast third. And still has the right amount of units to hold off any pressure from, to try to deny the third. And if you can do that and you manage to hold off any pressure, then you can successfully get your third up. You're just going to have a lot of, a much stronger economy leading up against this Death Ball. And what I'd also like to see, especially on this map, is the Ventral Sacks used a lot more often. So you can actually do drops from your main to your opponent's main and just consistently harass that way, rather than just moving in with roaches on the ground, which could get trapped by force fields over and over.
Yep, so a little bit aggressive here, Soke, with his first Stalker. He's got Warp Gate coming, and also 3 more gateways, so 4 gate, as that makes sense mathematically at least. So, what's his plan? What's he wanting to do?
Well, he definitely wants to 4 gate, as we can see here with all these 4 gates, with all these gateways, sorry. And does he have any probes out though? He can't lose this Stalker that's just retreating now. That needs to be very careful with that. And I like the placements of the gateway spread out. One Overlord does come in to try to see what's happening, but unfortunately gets denied scouting information by the sentry. But he does have a probe look down here in the south location of the map, ready to put a pylon down to start being very aggressive with this.
Yep, and there's already a pylon down there, and there's the probe, and these Zerglings will go up to the front, chip away at some of the shield of the Stalker, but won't get the information. Yeah, and by spreading these warp gates out, no one Overlord was ever going to get all the information. So I did think he did see this gateway over here, but I don't think it was warp gate when he saw it. So we'll have to see what he knows coming. Unit-wise, so far, we've got just Zerglings out at the moment. No spine crawlers, it does seem. So this 4-gate looks like it's going to be really, really effective because he hasn't seen any of these units. The Overlord has seen them coming, and they do gonna... Sorry, the Zerg are going to recoup a little bit. Commentary for so long, not good.
Yeah, I mean, he actually decided to go for lair, committed to going for lair without even scouting what your opponent was doing. And now, I mean, he had to cancel the lair, he's got no units out, and he's now dealing against 4-gate, and this is going to be really difficult.
Okay, so we'll have to see if he can play us, a really good micro game here, because that's what's going to be needed. So far, the Zealots are going to take out that Roach. Queen going to move back with the drones as well. Another Roach comes out, just to almost get sniped off by the Stalkers. But really, this is such a downhill or an uphill battle for at least John on Zerg at the moment. But a nice recoup here. He's able to get a lot of damage onto these Zealots, and they will be picked up. Only Stalkers now to remain. And I do believe it is going to be speedling upgrade, so they are able to chip away even when they retreat, but they're going to retreat straight back into sentries, more Stalkers, and I think John's at the mercy of Soke right here, as he picks up some really easy kills on some Roaches. There comes a couple of force fields.
And this is not looking at all good. These force fields have blocked the Roaches down, and with consistent reinforcements, I'm not sure if he will be able to hold though. He does have a lot of drones still, and a lot of Ling reinforcements. It looks like John might actually be able to hold this.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, those Roaches are going to be able to absorb a lot of damage as the drones come out. More Speedlings from both hatcheries, and only 3 Stalkers, and they will go down. But what has been the effect on, onto John really here? What's going to be, what's he hurt from? Because we still have more being warped in. Is that... I mean, obviously, when you do 4-gate, it's Protoss. Not obviously for me. You are going to want to keep on aggression, but these Speedlings picking up these Stalkers pretty fantastically.
Yeah, I mean, his control's been really thorough. Cancelling the layer and then just building only units is a great decision-making opportunity for him, and he really hit that nail hard. And he successfully defended 4-gate, which is really nice. He was in a really tough situation, didn't scout it, committed to going to layer before knowing what was going on, but really great control with the drones, using them efficiently, not letting them get too many hits from the Zealots. And you can see that he's so far ahead, 29 drones to 24 probes. And now Sokka's in a world of trouble. What does he do? Does he try to get an Expo up? Does he try to put a Stargate down? I mean, there's a couple of decisions he has to make, but if he does any, I think that John has enough to kind of counteract that straight away.
All right, really nice defense from John. Of course, now it's been explained to me. It's really nice before, and now having a clue. Probe going to go down as he was scout, doesn't go down. Sentries will defend him. And the Speedlings will harass a little bit, but of course John now knows his advantage. He's got his opponent, only on 1 base. Doesn't want him to get 2. Forge is going to go down.
Yeah, Forge is going to go down. He's going to try and get this Expo. But nice force fields trapping both these Roaches. Got to be careful with these Lings though. They're going to kill all these sentries. Really beautiful force fields.
Yeah, really nice force fields. Going to, keep some of his sentries in there to do a little bit of damage, but he hasn't even been able to clear the Roaches in the fight. That one will go down, but of course, the Speedlings will pick up now that sentry, so bigger losses in, Soke's corner, despite a couple of nice force fields. But is this worth it just to get the Nexus, or he's actually cancelled?
Yeah, he had to cancel it to get more units. He just doesn't have enough resources, and Soke is now fighting the uphill battle. I mean, he just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have the economy. The food count is halved compared to John, who's at 65 compared to 40 of Soke. He's going to try and put this down, but I wouldn't count him all out yet, because Soke is a very talented player and can come back from situations like this. And John even pushing his advantage even further by deciding to take the gold base in the south location.
Yeah, we still have that pylon there, but no idea at the moment that the gold is being taken by John on Zerg as he holds the watchtower. So what units should he reply with? We can see robotics going down.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the robotics going down. He's going to try and get the Immortal out. Well, he needs to get the Observer out to see what's going on, first of all. And then he's going to get some Immortals. He might even just try to, retain his game by going straight for Colossus and just being, all right, I know I'm behind. I'm just going to take a bit of a gamble and go straight for Colossus to try and come back into this. But it's going to be very tough, especially with this Overseer that comes in and sees everything, sees the timing of the robotics facility, and still knows that the expansion hasn't finished and everything. And you can even see at the food count, 50 for Soke and 106 now for John.
Yeah, and John had his second base up and running for a while. More Roaches pop out as the Roach count now up to 19 as the army collects. And You know, roaches, is that going to be enough to break him through? Because we've got a decent amount of sentries here. We've only got one cannon at the front, but it's enough to maybe hold him off. I mean, what really is he hoping for now, Soke? What does he want to do?
Well, I guess he's just going to try and crawl back into the game. Maybe if he can defend long enough to get, you know, a big 2-base army, he might be able to do well. But the roaches are going to go all out attack and get rid of these destructible rocks. And what he needs to do now is chrono boost an immortal. He just doesn't quite have the gas to do so yet. And then he needs to defend and hold off with these sentry force fields before the attacking comes.
All right, so the first set of destructible rocks, are going to inevitably fall down. The army on the other side should be prepared. I mean, how do you think this is going to be as an opener? Do you think he's going to capitalize on it, or do you just think he wants the rocks down just because he hates rocks?
I mean, I think he's just going to go for the kill, James, to be fair. I mean, he's got so many roaches. Even if this immortal does come out, he can just go and walk straight up into it and take it down. Roach speed's done. And now he's even reinforcing with more roaches over and over. It's going to be very, very hard for Soke to hold this.
All right, roaches come up, going to two-shot that cannon. And they are going to get split, though, but there's still enough roaches on the other side of the force field to do some damage. But they do take a lot of damage, and that immortal at the top hasn't taken any damage at the moment. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold off this many roaches as they do start to re-emerge as the force fields go down. And there they go, collect up nicely, and that immortal going to drop. And Soke knows that he's going to lose the second map, and it will be going into a third map in the second semi-finals. There's the GG.